Okay, here we are again, Saturday evening, week 10 of the NFL, Circa contest, Survivor contest, Millions contest, Vegas Horse Pools proxy. It's, week 10. We're almost, what are we, just over halfway now. So, Scott, we know we've got one Survivor left, looking to see what they're picking, and then the Millions to highlight what the book has and what we need tomorrow. And hopefully, after last week's impressive double, picking the margin on the Buffalo game. There will be no margins this week. We're going to just stay straight up on the spreads. But we're on a hot run. So, like everyone on a hot run, we're just waiting for that to get slammed, hard at some point. But let's rock and roll.
Yeah, Adam, you've been very impressive with these tout picks. So I'm very, very lucky this week. Got my buddy here, Joseph Metka, one of the horse guys out there. I got really lucky to meet him back when I was in the horse game before I got thrown out. Joseph, I want to welcome you to the show.
Thanks for having me, Scott. Thanks for having me, Adam.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, and that brings up a good topic real quick. I'll bring up real quick about the horse racing contest, the Triple Crown. Are you still going to be good with that, Adam?
Yep, definitely. We can definitely find something to do when that comes up next year. Again, as I said, I just wish it was Breeders' Cup every week. So yeah. I'm, slowly coming down off last week's couple of winners that I found on Saturday, and looking forward to the Triple Crown, especially off the back of that juvenile race and seeing what happens over the next few months.
Well, I got to say, we should have some odds on who's going to win this contest. I'd like to see some odds put up. Maybe I'll talk to my buddies at Forecaster and put up a line between you, Adam, and they're my buddy Joseph. We'll see what kind of money we could get on who's going to win this thing. I think it'd be a great race. I've learned an awful lot of horse racing information from Joseph, so I'm very, very lucky to call you my friend. But today we're going to talk about the NFL. I know you're a home guy with the Eagles. I almost called them the Phillies. Almost called them that. At least I didn't call them the Pirates. But
yes.
Let's pull them up. Let me see what we got here. See if I can pull up the screen. And maybe I can, maybe I can't. Well, there's one way. All right, doesn't look like I can bring it up for some crazy reason. There it goes. There it goes.
Coming up.
All right, we got it. So here's the first game I wanted to talk about and see if we can get some inside information on. This is a game my buddy Phoenix Adam really, really likes. Turns out it's number one pick this week in the Million contest for VHP proxy. That's none other than the San Francisco 49ers -6. Is there any inside information you can give us at Prime on that one, especially the guys in Ohio, since they beat you? I'd like to know how they're doing on this game.
Well, you're starting with the game of the week right here, Scott. We are going to be needing Tampa Bay. The line's at 6.5 now. Most of the money is at the -6. 80% of the money right now, 66% of the tickets. Straight out the gate, you've nailed it on the head of the one that we're really going to be riding tomorrow. So guessing Adam's on the San Fran side. So
yes,
we're going to be cheering against him tomorrow to cover on the Tampa Bay side. And as we've seen, we don't just cover these spreads, we win the game outright. So who knows what's going to happen on that one.
That's very true. How about you, Joseph? You like this game at all?
Yeah, I mean, the pick I would make would be them also. I mean, Adam, what'd you say? You have 80%?
80% of the money, 80% of the money is on San Fran, yeah, and 66% of the tickets. But I mean, we have others that have 75, 80% of the money, but this one's there's a lot more on it. So
there's a lot more.
Yeah. Tampa Bay is going to be right now our game of the day this week.
Oh, wow. Perfect. I did really hit it then. Well, let's go with that. Let's go with another one then. This one is the Broncos. Looks like we got the Broncos plus 8.5. Looks like they're playing, I think it's Kansas City, right? What did you see? Any inside information from your New Jersey guys on this one?
Well, as we saw, the Circa contest was at 8.5. The game's now 7.5. We're very balanced on this. If it lands 8, it's not going to be pretty. But right now, very balanced on the tickets and the money for this game.
Okay, so then that one won't count at all. Joseph, are you like me and love Kansas City?
Yeah, look, it's a lot of points. Kansas City's undefeated. I gun to my head, I would probably take KC. Denver some weeks looks good, and then other weeks they just throw in a stinker. So, but again, it's a lot of points. I think Adam said the line went down a little bit from the opening. So, my gut's saying ride KC as long as you can.
Yeah, if you're looking at spank odds right now, and you have the Circa contest up, it did. The Circa did put it out as Kansas City 8.5, and you can get 7.5 fairly easy across the market there. The big books out there like Circa, the Circa regular book, S411, Penny, they've all got it at pretty much 7.5. So if you're a top-down bettor like I am, it's definitely what you would play. So if I was going to play it, I would go ahead and play Kansas City at the 7.5. Unfortunately, the people in the contest didn't have that advantage. But Joseph, I'm going to give you a chance to go ahead and talk about your home team. You want to ask Adam about that one?
I would love to know what Adam thinks about the Eagles this week against Dallas, a struggling Dallas, and with Dak, I believe, out. That line I think is 7.5 now.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that one, Adam?
We will need Dallas. 66% of the money's on Philly, 75% of the tickets. They come for them at the beginning of the week, and they've sort of kept coming for them. So we'll definitely need Dallas on that one by less than a touchdown. Philly winning that at least.
Gotcha. Is there any disparity between Ohio and New Jersey on that?
No, that one's very similar across the board there.
Okay. And any good word about adding a third state? Like Nevada?
No Nevada. We might be knocking close by maybe early in the new year, but we're working on many things right now.
Okay.
There is a couple of states on deck, but there's
I
a
know
lot
I
going
can.
on.
I can wish for. I can wish for PA, but I know that's probably a huge long shot.
PAs are like New York. The license fees are just too big.
It's
the
insane.
taxes are ridiculous. Yeah. With PA, the goal has been New Jersey, Ohio, maybe Maryland, and just collect what we can around the borders.
Yeah, PA is not a. They set the bar high when for companies coming in and trying to take bets, but it sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a game that actually comes up next on my list. It's none other than Detroit -3.5. I think this is Spooky's favorite team, so I thought I'd at least get that one mentioned to you. What do the books look like on that one?
So this one was actually one of the ones I was going to highlight on your list because actually both teams have the same amount of picks and are both 6.11%. Like you've got over 12% on your things picking both sides equally, if I read it correctly.
Yep.
Right now, 66% of the money's on Detroit at the -3.5. But that was one thing that I noticed with the Circa contest is you've got as many on Detroit and as you do on Houston, vice versa. So that was the most picked game for the week and evenly spread.
Okay. All right. You have any thoughts on Detroit, Joseph?
That's going to be a hell of a game. I think both teams are really good. Houston at home getting 3.5. It looked like Houston was going to be decent, and they had a couple bad losses. I guess they're on both sides of this. I don't know who to. I guess I'll take a shot with the home team getting 3.5. Why not?
I don't blame you. All right.
There's a lot of home dogs this week that just look like they got numbers on them.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Washington Commanders -2.5. That looks like the last one on the Circa contest that I really want to talk about. Adam, what do you see on the books for Prime on this one?
So we're very balanced on this one. The Pittsburgh money's more coming in Ohio than New Jersey money on Washington. But this was another one, again, 11.5% picked in the contest, 5% on Pittsburgh, 6.6 on Washington. This was another game that the book showed the Circa contest, balanced right across the board.
Yeah, it looks that way to me too. All right, now let's talk about the scariest game of the week. It's not in the United States, it's overseas. It's none other than the Giants. This is our survivor guys, the 7 and those guys. This is their pick. It's not only the Giants. In the contest, you had to lay 6.5. But of course, in Survivor, it's just to pick them. Tell us some good news on the inside of Prime. Tell us that you need them also.
Well, we're definitely not against them. It's a well-balanced book. So we'll be cheering them on to at least win the game. I mean, I guess, looking at the schedule, that's as good as game as any to pick going against the Panthers. But neutral games, I mean, they're getting to a point where there's probably not many teams left that really stand out. And then obviously the Thanksgiving and the Christmas coming up, you got to protect those ones as well. So we're cheering for 7 on getting those Giants home.
Boy, so am I. Joseph, you got any thoughts on the Giants game being overseas?
Yeah, I mean, look, I could never root for the Giants. I mean, we just took their best player, Saquon, and really shoving it to them good. Look, Carolina stinks. The Giants stink too. I think they both lost 3 in a row. Well, Carolina actually just beat New Orleans last week, so they're on a 1-game winning streak, and the Giants have lost, I think, 4 in a row now. Look, I'll never root for the Giants, so I would have to go for Carolina. But if the people need it in the Survivor, of course, so be it. Because the Giants they're 2-7, so they're no real threat to the Eagles. So it's all right.
So it looks like, Adam, can I say this safely? Our parlay of the week is the Giants on the money line, and I think you were going against San Francisco, correct?
Yeah, Tampa Bay's the other one I put on that one.
Tampa Bay Giants is our parlay of the week. How about any other inside information you can give us on Prime of the games that are not highlighted in the Circa contest?
There was one other game that I was going to highlight. We're going to be on the Jags again. They did it for us last week, covering against Philly. So, yeah, we're going to be cheering them again, +7 against Minnesota, who've been hotter than what people expected at the beginning of the year. 66% of the money on Minnesota, but Jags covering is would have been the next one in line if we picked another game, second game of the day. But right now, Tampa Bay's the big one. That's why we're sticking our neck out. Jags a little bit following it, and then hopefully the Survivor boys get through this week as well.
And one of the questions I keep getting in DMs, when are you going to start charging to become the best tout in the U.S.?
No, this will always be a free tout service. This is about giving and giving and giving. As much as I'd like to, start putting up a dime a pick. As soon as we start going behind paywalls and stuff like that, we're just going to be running 0 whatever. Yeah. So just the name of this game is just keep giving. Have fun with it. Just give some information, educate the players, take the bets, move the line. That's it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I don't know why the gambling gods are so vicious, but I will tell you right now, I think you're going to give away a lot of very, very good winners as long as you're free. But if you would decide to charge one single penny, I think your winning streak would go to 0 or virtually 0. And I don't know why the gambling gods hate stuff like that, but they do. And they're vicious people. So
they are. And doing these live streams and doing it on the racing last week, like Breeders' Cup Friday got destroyed. Started to wonder whether I should do it Saturday, but again, just rolled into it again. These things that we're doing, expect to just roll out the gate, going 0-1, 0-2, 0-3. They've been kind to us to this point. And I think, again, because the good karma that we're sharing and educating and giving some information, they're being kind to us. They'll give us a touch up just to make sure our heads don't get too big. But, yeah, they're being kind right now.
They certainly are. Boy, I can't I just cannot wait for the horse racing contest to be set up. after all the football and everything is done. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Joseph, I'm going to be betting on you against Adam. I got to tell you,
Oh,
with
no.
your experience, I'm going to have to go that way. Adam, we're going to have to bet at least a dinner or something on that. What do you say
Pressure's
about
on.
that? But I'll have to figure out how the point system is going to work so that I can skew it in Joseph's favor. We'll have to figure out how to make that work. But I do have an awful lot of fun doing these shows with you every week, Adam. Getting to bring on some of our friends, get a chance to talk to them a little bit about football. I got to somehow talk you into doing this when the NFL season ends. We're going to have to come up with something else to do because I would sure miss doing this every week with you.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find, we'll have March Madness, we'll have the Masters, we can have some playoffs. It might be a quiet summer, but I'm sure we can pull out some, British Open or Wimbledon or French Open or something crazy, Triple Crown, whatnot. I'm sure we'll find ways to make sure that we keep the audience and they keep seeing our faces until they get sick of us. I mean, that's the goal here, right?
Definitely. That is definitely the goal. I just want to be involved in creating media that I want to watch. And I want to watch this because I enjoy it so much. But I think that's about all I have for this week. Joseph, you have anything here in closing you want to talk about? You want to talk about how the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl? Anything?
No, that'd be nice. And how look, I'm a Nick Sirianni fan, and I know he's been pissing off a lot of people, but that's Philly right there. So he's good to go. He's all right. But no, I want to thank both of you for having me on. I watch you guys every week, and I enjoy it, and now I get to be a part of it. So it's great. Thank you.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I can't wait for all of us to get to hang out together at Bet Bash. I'm looking for Bet Bash already.
Yeah,
it's my favorite time of the year. I was so disappointed when Spanky announced that Bet Bash East was not going to be able to happen because he wasn't able to put everything together. We're going to have to wait all the way to August to get back together. But like I say, Bet Bash is the best week of the year. And every single one of them has been better than the last. But Adam, you want to break the news that you're going to be opening Prime here in Nevada and hiring me as your first trader in the state? You want to break that news today?
No Nevada on the horizon. As I said, there's a state nearby that we're definitely looking at. We'll see what comes along. Again, I'd like to be in every state that's legal. Some of them are going to keep us out with the big license fees and the high tax rates. So we'll sort of just trickle and tackle the other ones. But I don't think we'll see a new state before the new year. But we're pushing for it as best as we can. But I think January, there's definitely some things going to happen. So
do you have? I do have one question. Do you take horse racing bets or no?
No, we don't do anything at the moment. We are with Kentucky. Churchill Downs is our market access partner. We have had conversations about doing stuff. Mm-hmm. I'd love to be able to do fixed odds racing in some of the states and whatnot, but none of them allow it for what I'd like to do right now. But there are conversations happening. So there's a few really good conversations going on with regulators that I hope 2025 is really going to bring some new products, potentially new states, and make it sort of interesting. Because, again, ultimately our competitors aren't DraftKings and FanDuel. Our competitors are Bovada and BetOnline and stuff like that. So the goal is to try and make it easier for players to have a safe place to bet locally, and that's the goal here.
Good.
Fixed race horse racing, that's dangerous, though, isn't it? Booking that?
It's fun, though. It's a lot of fun.
I was friends with the guys that did it at Monmouth.
Yeah, so I'm not looking to do it every day, but the big races, big days, stuff like that. Like, it's fun. As a bookie, fun. As a bettor, fun. Like, yeah.
All right. I guess your definition of fun and everybody else's is slightly different. You've got a gambling streak that I guess I just don't normally see in people, but I guess that's good. I guess at least it's worked for you so well. But I think that's all I've got for this week, unless you've got some crazy inside information that you haven't shared yet, Adam.
No, nothing else for me. So again, everyone, all the best. Survivor guys, all the best. They'll know very early whether they've survived or not. On the millions, again, wish everyone the best for a good Sunday and hope they have plenty of winners.
Yeah, it should be a great day. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining us. We've had another good time, and we'll see you guys next week. And Joseph, thanks for